What
Yo,
a good.
yo. What's up, y'all? How
What
y'all
up, y'all?
doing? Happy to be back. My name is Simone Arabia,
My name is Fever.
and we are Spotless Minds. Welcome to another episode of Beats, Sneaks, and Rhymes, where we talk about
Beats, sneaks, and
rhymes.
ooh,
And we give you a little bit of culture in between.
yeah.
So, how y'all been?
all that.
What y'all been doing? All right, everybody, we're going to get going with our first segment. And as always, it's the
Beat segment.
beats. I can't beatbox, but
That's
I try
what Simone
in my mind.
beats on the table, and
Listen, I used to. I was the resident person in the lunchroom in
And-
junior high school. Not high school. My skills did not evolve for high school.
yeah, and I eat beats while she does that
Ate that.
for a minute, for a
Okay.
whole minute.
Ate that.
That's how many beats I can eat.
Killed that.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? For lunch.
Bloody.
So in this segment, beat segment, what we do is we talk about an album that we feel that you guys should be paying attention to. And this week, we have a little something different.
We have something different. We are going to talk about the unsung hero of the Juice Crew. You may have seen him recently come out with Big Daddy Kane during the symphony, and his name is Masta Ace.
Masta Ace in the place.
In the place. If you want to talk about somebody that has longevity, has never compromised his music, in my opinion, he may say something different, but in my opinion, he has never compromised himself. He's been touring for years.
For years.
And in
Never
my
stopped.
opinion, he never stopped, and in my opinion, he has never made a whack album.
Amen to that.
You know,
Amen to that.
I would like to call him the king of themes.
The king of themes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? He like ever since his second album, which was called Slaughterhouse, he has been incorporating themes within the album. I know a lot of people like Kendrick Lamar and Good Kid, Mad City,
Yes.
and To Pimp a Butterfly,
Yes.
sort of, you know. But Masta Ace has been doing this since 91. And we're going to talk about Masta Ace's catalog. I know I
Right.
made that long-winded, but
No.
that's what we're, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So what's different on this beat segment is that we've chosen Masta Ace, but we're doing a thing called a catalog series where we we pick an MC who has an extensive catalog and who we feel has never really spit anything whack.
Yeah,
So,
and something that may be under the radar to some people, because I've had debates and conversation with people, and this is in person because, you know, telling you online is something different.
Right.
But I've had debates with people that, you know, they don't know that Masta Ace has never stopped making music. He has collab albums with Edo G, also
Yes.
collab albums with his crew, which is Wordsworth and Punch. Yeah, like he never stopped making music.
never stop stopping.
Never stopped stopping.
Right. He never
stopped making music.
He never did. And I wasn't privy. I kind of knew that he was still, but I didn't know that he was like consistently making music, like on a regularly scheduled basis. Like, oh, Masta Ace will give you a project every 2 years,
Yeah.
something like that. I didn't know that it was that much. Like I would, you know, see stuff or whatever, and you know, when I left New York, I left a lot of my connections, and it took me a while to get back into having like music passed on to me regularly. Of course, you know, once upon, you know, us meeting, you let me know literally how extensive his catalog is, and I was all in after that.
And how
dope
they are.
Right, that's
You know what
that's
I'm
the key,
saying?
right? There's plenty of people who's still been making music. Doesn't necessarily mean that all they whole catalogs do.
It's dope, yeah. And to put the energy and the art into what he does is just really the passion. Is another thing that, you know, when it comes out, that's what you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what matters. It ain't about, yo, I can make a whole bunch of albums, and because you can just rap and pick I like this beat today, I'm high, rap over it, you know what I'm saying? Put this out and that out, but you know, to have something really cohesive, like, and when I mean cohesive, I mean when we're going to get into this, but when he has a song that has a theme, like it could be as simple as the story being about him going to the store because he needs soda and soap, and the song mentions sodas and soaps throughout why he's telling you the story of something.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
Different sodas and different soaps.
Different sodas, different soaps. The intelligence that it takes. I know everybody don't want to think all the time, and you don't want, I mean, it's just like I don't want an album full of party music. Just the thought and appreciation of that is, I think, is on another level of just saying, you know, I don't want to listen about soda and soap, but you want to listen to somebody compare Coke to soap for the 15th time.
Hearing us discuss it, or hearing somebody like, yo, you gotta listen to that Masta Ace album. Yo, he got a song on there where he's talking about soda and soap, and he talks about different sodas and soap while he's on his way to the store and in the store and stuff like that. It may not necessarily be whether or not you want to think, but it just may not necessarily sound interesting. That's why it's important for you to have the listening experience, because what you think it might be about, or how it might sound, it's not necessarily that, because of how imaginative he is and how much he puts, like you said, the thought, the effort.
The thought and effort.
Right? Because I'm sure he understood, like, how am I going to be able to take this concept that I feel is dope and make it colorful and make it sing and pop and put
because in the
place.
storyline of the thing, like, it just fit. It just, I mean, not that it just fit. Of course, this story is constructed, the album, the theme, but it just, like, you know, he didn't have to rhyme about or incorporate that.
Let's get into it.
Let's get, you know, his first album, I'm not going to necessarily say it was a theme. His first album, Cold Chillin', it was called Take a Look Around. You know, this is his debut, coming off of being the replacement to MC Shan on the Symphony.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Take a Look Around, you know, that's Me and the Biz, The Music Man, that were like two. It might have been another single from that album. It wasn't so much theme on that album. That was just, you know, his debut, you know, dope tracks on there. And that is a dope album for, you know, I'm not going to say at its time, because that's with me. It still has jams on there that's still dope to me. But you can tell, like, we're talking like 89, 90. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But after that came Slaughterhouse. Now, Slaughterhouse is in the realm and time of gangster rap.
Okay.
So the theme of Slaughterhouse is children in school. And Masta Ace is the voice of Masta Ace, and he is teaching children how to be gangster rappers. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He tells them, like, you have to mention guns, drugs, all these elements of being this gangster inside of you know, and it's almost like a stab at what was going on in the era of hip hop at the time, the whole gangster thing, when everyone was like this hardcore gangster. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was rapping that they was shooting pop, pop, pop. Right. Kill, kill, kill. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then he has this theme of teaching you how to be a gangster rapper, and you don't necessarily have to be a gangster. You know, one kid is like, but I don't have any guns, and he like cuts him off before he even gets gun out. Like, you don't need guns. Right. You just need to act like you got a gun. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that was the theme behind that album. And you know, you have songs, you know how it starts off. Now, let me backtrack a little. Slaughterhouse is Masta Ace Incorporated. Okay. Incorporated include Lord Digger, Paula P. Okay. I can't think of the other one's name. It's another woman that was down with him. Another female. We'll put her name. ICU Rock. ICU Rock. Something like that. Yeah. Was down. Slaughterhouse, the singles was Saturday Night. And it was I remember that. It was Jeep Ass. So Masta Ace Incorporated. So this was really like Masta Ace, and it's like featuring his crew. Right. You know what I'm saying? So there are quite a few songs, I can't remember them all, that do have other people on there. But yeah, but the basis and the theme of that is teaching children how to be gangster rappers. The second one, the one after that, we're talking about the third one, is Sitting on Chrome. Okay. Which is a favorite. Sitting on Chrome, everybody knows that single probably. The single from that is Sitting on Chrome, and it also is Born to Roll, right? Born to Roll, which is a recreation of Jeep Ass. Yes. Yeah, because G-Pass did so well. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like, yeah, we carried that on.
Let's do a part 2 kind of sort of thing.
Yeah. So, and this is also the time of, and when you got to associate it with the era, this is the era of booming systems at their peak. You know what I'm saying? Booming system starts in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? The beats that were being made was for thumping. You know, we had the 808, all this new thumpity thump, you know what I'm saying, music. So I think the evolution of car stereos started to progress.
Yeah.
So now by the time we get to like 93, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to say it's the high or the peak of it, but now there is a lot of car stereo fandom going on. There's a lot of people investing in getting big speakers, and that's what Jeep-Ass was, and carrying over to Born to Roll. Sitting on Chrome is about Masta Ace visiting his cousin that lives on the West Coast. This is another. That's
why that whole album feels
Masta Ace Incorporated. Yes, this is another Masta Ace Incorporated joint. And that's basically what it is. Him being able to see what it's like on the West Coast by hanging with his cousin that's I don't want to say, is it Compton or it's just South Central where it is? I can't exactly remember, but another dope one. And to me, it escalates. It's like it gets, Masta Ace got better. It's like the first one is dope, and second one, and then it's just third one, and it's just like escalating and getting better as it goes on. Yeah, you should check that out too. Also,
I know that.
Sitting on Chrome.
I know that one. Thank you very much.
And that was pretty much probably when Masta Ace really started to gain, I believe.
I was all in with Sitting on Chrome. I love
Sitting on Chrome, yeah. That was
whole catalog, that whole project right there. I loved it. Because for me, I was like, Masta Ace is on the West Coast now?
Yeah. And he was on he was on Delicious Vinyl, which was a lot of West Coast. I don't know whether that was a West Coast based record label and who their father label was or mother label was. You know, you had like Young MC and like I think like Tone Loc on Delicious Vinyl, but a lot of West Coast. So yeah, Masta Ace was on Delicious Vinyl then, and Sitting on Chrome was banging. I think that was when he gained his most fame. Also.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
like people, I remember that people like really dialing in when that came out.
Yeah.
And I think also too it came out at a good time too, because West Coast was you know, popping and stuff.
And just that whole thumpity thump in the back of your trunk sound, you know what I'm saying? That he was, I think, a part of being able to travel at the time before internet, say that almost every episode, but before the internet, and you can see or actually hear what's going on somewhere else, you really had to go visit and see what it was like. You know. So, Disposable Arts. It's a little reminiscent of Slaughterhouse, because this is different because now Masta Ace, instead of being the teacher, he is the student. Disposable Arts is about Masta Ace going away to school, a hip-hop school. This is a school that teaches you all the elements of hip-hop, basically. He has a roommate that is from the Caucasian race. You know, the roommate is just like so happy to be, you know, learning this hip-hop thing. And then the fact that he has this roommate that's from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Right. So throughout this, he goes to classes and they teach you graffiti, and it's just like this weird thing. And at the time that it came out, because it's like it makes hip-hop not worthy, just less than what it is, because you're teaching it at a school, opposed for it to being what it is, the element from the street, and you know what I'm saying, what it's about. And that's just basically the basis of it, and him and the genius of just that being him translating that through music. You know what I'm saying, of the culture just being like disposable. So
when you say like he's teaching, like he goes to school to learn about,
he goes to school to learn about, he's a student.
No, I get it. I'm saying, so what is he learning about hip hop?
It's the element. It teaches all the elements. It's basically when he goes, it's like you get your schedule. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, I got graffiti at 1 o'clock.
Oh, so teaching you how to hip hop.
To be, to be in it, yeah. So it kind of reminds me of like like the boy from CB4, like when he's just idolizing
Gusto?
the group CB4.
Right.
Yeah, Gusto, yeah.
Fake Gusto.
Yeah, just the whole rap group and him, just hip hop just becoming something that you can just be like. I learned it and I'm a part of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's just like, and it didn't used to be that way. Yeah. Like, I read this book about this, so I know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know everything now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that the singles from that was Don't Understand, which features Greg Nice.
Okay, yes.
And you probably, yeah. And I don't understand. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Until my people in the BM.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Classic Greg.
Yeah. And there's another song called Acknowledge was the dope joint. But yeah, Disposable Arts. Check that out. He does Dear Yvette over on that album. Dear Yvette has Yvette responding. And it's a dope song. It's a dope concept song between a male and a female of like him liking Yvette and something a little different than LL.
Right.
And then Yvette just breaking down like her side of what he was saying or what he was thinking. Have you ever heard Disposable Art? No, you never.
Mm-mm. I think I jumped in at Son of Yvonne.
So 3 years later, we get the Long Hot Summer. Long Hot Summer it kind of leads from Disposable Arts. So now Masta Ace gets home. He's back from the school or whatever, and he's about to go on this tour. And he decides to take this homeboy that he knows from around the way that basically does illegal activities, whether it's selling drugs or whatever. He thinks it's a good idea for him to travel with Ace so he can maneuver and make moves with him. And that is the theme of A Long Hot Summer. I really like A Long Hot Summer because it more so takes place, it has this criminal element that Masta Ace adds in, but he is not the criminal side. Like, so the way he still maneuvers as himself, going through like this, being friends with a criminal or whatever, and you know what I mean?
And that's why it's so good, because he doesn't make the decision to talk about a side of it that he doesn't know, because that's not his life, right? But he's still able to present that whole pocket of time. And how many times have people been in situations like that? Like, there are people who go to work, they have regular jobs, but they still cool with people who are on the block. It's a very clever idea and thought process. It's just a perspective for him to make it into a whole album. It's a perspective that you may get maybe in a couple of bars, or depending on MC, you might get a full song depending on how nice they are, with presenting that. But for him to take it and be like, look, this was my summer. On the road with my drug dealing friend, my criminal friend, and this is how it went down. And sometimes you might run into somebody that you haven't seen, because Masta Ace has been around for so long, and he's constantly looking for ways, I believe, to challenge himself as a writer, right? Not just as an MC. I always say every episode that rappers are writers, the good ones, right? And when you're a writer, you don't want to write the same story. Whenever you write a novel, you write a short story, you write an essay, your imagination takes you wherever it takes you. It just so happens that his imagination takes him to the studio and he says those words over music.